25 brutally honest Stoic reminders from Marcus Aurelius. Have you ever sat in silence and felt the weight of your own existence pressing on your chest? Have you ever asked, what is the point of all this struggle, all this chasing, all this pain? Marcus Aurelius did, not once, not twice, but again and again in the quiet chambers of his soul. He wasn't just an emperor. He was a man at war with himself, a Stoic with the crown on his head, and a storm in his heart. And from that storm he left us reminders not to flatter us, but to awaken us. Here are 25 brutally honest Stoic reminders from Marcus Aurelius, not for the faint-hearted, but for the ones ready to face life, raw, naked, and real. 1. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. That is not a threat, that is freedom. Death is not the enemy. The real enemy is living like you're going to live forever. So ask yourself, if this were your last hour, would you still scroll? Would you still complain? Would you still hold that grudge? 2. Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. The world owes you nothing, and your plans? They're just sketches on the sand. The tide doesn't care. The Stoic doesn't wish for life to be easy. He wishes for the strength to face it exactly as it is. 3. External things are not the problem, it's your assessment of them, and you have the power to change that. It's not the insult that hurts you. It's your belief that you must be liked. It's not the loss that breaks you. It's your illusion that you had control. Freedom begins where false ownership ends. 4. You are not disturbed by things, but by your opinion of them. What if your worst day and was just your worst interpretation? You are not your thoughts. You are the one who sees them and chooses what to do next. 5. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Be good, not perfect, not loud, just good. A quiet, firm, kind soul walking through a loud, confused world. That's power. 6. Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This is not the age of opinion. It's the age of action. Let your life be your argument. Let your choices speak before your voice ever does. 7. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. You don't need to fight dirty. You don't need to win the way they play. Rise above it. Let your dignity become your blade. 8. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Not followers, not attention, not validation. Your mind is your kingdom. And if it's ruled by garbage, no gold outside can save you. Feed it truth, feed it silence, feed it stillness. 9. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? You think rage will give you power, but it burns. Your house down while you scream at the storm. Choose clarity over heat. Choose calm over control. 10. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. The Stoic sees beyond noise. He listens for the pulse of what's real. Opinions pass, truth remains, so don't defend your ego. Defend your integrity. 11. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid you haven't really lived. Afraid you've been asleep in the comfort of routine, numbed by distraction, and now you hear time whispering, wake up. Live now, not perfectly, but presently. 12. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Words are cheap, standards are loud, but virtue is silent. It's invisible when you post it, but unmistakable when you live it. Be someone even your shadow respects. 13. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. You're not empty. The world might shake you, but beneath your fear, beneath your shame, beneath your pain, there is stillness. That stillness is where strength lives. 14. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What you think, it becomes who you are. Bitterness stains the soul, so does envy, so does self-pity. But gratitude, it shines. So choose your thoughts like you choose your friends, wisely and rarely. 15. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This world doesn't need more clever people, it needs more clear people. Clean hands, clean hearts, clean words. Even when no one's watching, especially then. 16. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Pain is not the wall, it's the door. Obstacles don't block your path, they are your path. The Stoic doesn't wait for ideal conditions. He turns problems into practice. 17. How ridiculous and how strange am to be surprised at anything which happens in life. People betray, plans fail, things break, you age, you fall, you lose. Surprised? Why? This is life, not a painting. It was never meant to stay still. 18. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. You can't control the weather, but you can control your sail. You can't silence the world, but you can master your response. You are not powerless, you're just distracted by what was never yours to steer. 19. It is in your power to retire into yourself whenever you choose. The world is loud, but you don't have to be. The Stoic doesn't escape. He returns to his own mind, to his own stillness. Your calm is your castle. Go there often. 20. Just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter. Not the reward, not the attention, not the applause. Do good, then let go, because the fruit is in the doing, not the proving. 21. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. Changing your mind is not weakness, it's the highest form of strength. The ego wants to win, the soul wants to grow. Be brave enough to be wrong, and humble enough to become right. 22. Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. The Stoic doesn't whine, he adjusts. He doesn't drown in why me, he rises with what now. Even in silence, he guards the tone of his own thoughts. 23. You always own the option of having no opinion. You don't have to react. You don't have to post. You don't have to argue. Stillness is a response, and sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. 24. What we do now echoes in eternity. Every choice ripples, every action echoes. This moment might be small to you, but to time it is everything. Live like someone is listening, because someone always is. You. 25. Begin to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. Not with panic, not with rush, but with presence. No acting, no stalling, no pretending. Live now, die later, that is the Stoic way. These weren't just quotes, they were Marcus talking to himself. In the dark, on nights when the crown felt heavier than his head. He didn't write them to impress you, he wrote them to survive, to remember, to return to what mattered. And now, they've reached you. So maybe tonight you sit in silence, and instead of asking what's missing, you whisper back to time, I heard you. You don't need more motivation, you need more stillness. You don't need to chase more, you need to let go of what was never yours. Breathe, begin, repeat. Thank you for listening to this quiet voice in a loud world. If this message echoed something inside you, support this space by subscribing, not just to the channel, but to the daily practice of truth, courage, and calm. See you in the next reflection. And until then, live well, walk simply, and think deeply. Stoic wisdom.